Hey YouTube, it's been a while. Just wanted to make an update on how's everything going. I'm just gonna show you a couple of new tricks I found out about over the time being. It's been like 6 months or more now since my last video. So I just wanted to make an update because I wanted to make an update. So I'm just going to show you a few new tricks I learned. So basically this trick is where you split the deck in half. Let me do that. So you have the table. You tell your spectator or the person you're doing it to split the deck in half, or wherever they choose. And halfway. Fair enough. Alright, so now you give the spectators one side and you take one side. Now you tell the spectators to do as you do. So here you flip the cards over and pick out one card. Alright? So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this card. And you tell the spectator to hold, once they've done that, to hold the deck like this. Or put the deck like that. Alright? So just pick out a random card, doesn't really matter what. So your spectator chooses that. You tell them to hold the deck or their side like this. So they come and do this. So now you put their card inside of their stack and you put their card instead of your stack. Now here you go ahead and put, ooh, wrong way. You put it like, no, wrong way again. I was right. You put their stack on top. Well, how do you do it? Huh? I was just saying way you do it. I'm not remembering. I'm messing up this entire trick because of it. Well, let's just say you do it like that. So you spread through the cards and you tell the person, put their hand over and say the name of their card. Of course, so in this case it would be whatever. Then you put your hand over and say the name of your card. And here you split out the deck. There's your card. And nothing yet. Here, let me do this a little better, cause. Alright, so once again, there's nothing. Still nothing. And then you get a little further in. There's their card, flipped over as well. So that is one trick. I'll be making a tutorial later on all these tricks I'm about to show you. Yeah, that trick. Then you have a couple of forces I learned. I learned two. My preference is the one of like the most simplest forces there are. It's simple. You tell the spectator to split less than half the deck. Okay, so less than half. Flip it over. Now you tell them to split more than half. Now you tell them the first card you come to that's not flipped over is gonna be your card. So here, that's their card. But of course, since that's their card, I'm gonna go ahead and mentally guess what this card is. Alright, so I'm gonna show it to the screen. I'm gonna look away, and if I'm looking away and not looking at the card, I'm gonna show you my face. Looking away, covering my face, showing it to the screen. Hopefully you can see it, because I really can't. I really don't know if I'm having the right way or direction, so I hope you can see it. Alright, so now the card is outside of the deck. I'm not going to look at the deck to take any guesses. I'm just going to look the person in the eye and guess. So, of course, I guess you can already guess the fact that it's a force. I already know the card, which is, I already do. It's a 5 of spades, which just know it already. So yeah, you just try to make an act of mind reading and looking at their facial expressions when you say certain things, and make it look that way. Like if you count ace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 5, red, black, red, black, red, black, it's a black. Spade, clover, spade, clover, spade, clover, spade, to spade. So your card's the 5 of spade, and they'll be like, oh, wow. Alright, so you get those. No, that force, and then the other force I don't even want to. It's not as good as the other forces I know. Well, that force, it's not as good as that force. It's similar, but it's not as good. So I'll show it to you just in case, just either way, in case you prefer this one as well. So you tell your spectator or your trickery to split the deck wherever they want. Alright, so say split the deck around here, right? You put the bottom half on top of the top half, as so. So if they split it, let me redo that, make it look a little better. Alright, so top card, 5 of spade. You tell them to split the decks. You take the bottom half, put it on top of the top half. Now what you do here is you misdirect them, saying, alright, so what I want you to realize is I have touched the deck minimal, and I didn't tell you where to force it, I didn't tell you where to put it, where to do it, nothing. You freely split the deck wherever you wanted. Now, this is where you split to. I want you to take this top card, so that's where you split it to. Alright? Now, since it's a force, as you could probably guess, you would obviously already know the 5 of spades is their card. So then you can make another way of mind reading. You can do it that way as well. Then here, one of semi-favorite, because it's actually it's a very good trick. It's very well made. And it's actually very simple. So, alright, so all you really need for this is a simple setup of the 2 queens and 13 cards. Doesn't even matter which cards, just 13 cards in general. So it's super simple, called Between the 2 Red Queens. Now, I would have the spectator pick a card, doesn't even matter which, just as long as it's a card, obviously. And you have them put it on top of the deck. Now, for sakes of you knowing what the card is, so that way it's not some BS, I'm going to show it to the screen. Now, at this point, since I'm just showing the performance, I don't have anybody here to perform it with, then I'm going to just show it. Alright? So, put the card on top, 1 queen on top, 1 queen on bottom. Now here, oh actually no, I'm sorry. What you're supposed to do, I'm gonna shuffle the deck. You gotta shuffle, you gotta make sure you shuffle it right. Alright, so now it's really shuffled in. Now put that on top, put that on bottom. Now I'm gonna spell out Between the 2 Red Queens. Since every other card, all 13 cards are between the 2 Red Queens, I'm gonna see if I can change that just by spelling out Between the 2 Red Queens. BETWEEN THE WOREDQUEENS. And it's at this point where you will show the cards better. These cards are kind of sticky because they're kind of old now. That's why I want to get new ones. But you'll show that here are the 2 red queens, and there's only 1 card in between. And that is their card that they selected. Now, beside that one, here is a trick I learned from Scam School. You should look them up. Their channel is awesome. I have to give a shout out to them. They are amazing. The guy there knows amazing tricks, and it's very informative for those who want to learn. So I would prefer, if you want to get a really good video of it, to go there. But this trick is, when I say very simple and just amazing, I mean it really is. So you have the spectator do whatever they want to the deck. They can shuffle it however they like to their preferences. It doesn't even matter how, just as long as they want to do something to the deck. They could, even if they don't want to do anything, they don't have to. But it's a really good trick. So I'm gonna get started. Now starting with the first card's value. You ignore the rest of the values and you make it up to 13. The value of the stack. I'm gonna make multiple stacks. So here it's 3 of clovers. Well, the suit doesn't really matter, just the value of it. So this is 3. Now here's a 10. Don't mistake yourself. The rest of the values don't matter. So it says 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, so that's a value of 13, depending on the first card. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright? Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Every stack must have 13. Here's Jack, Queen, King, because Jack equals 11, and Queen, King. Let's move these up a little. It's gonna suck, but that's what I get for using a computer as my videotaper. Alright, so there's the 4 stacks that are visible at the moment. Alright, so let me see if I can move this in a little better. Alright, so there you go. You can see that better. Alright, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I had 2 more cards, I would do it, but it has to have a value of 13. So now, I'm going to tell my spectator to pick any 3 stacks that they want. It could be any 3, it doesn't really matter. Say they pick this one, and this one. Alright? Those 3 stacks, and I collect the ones that they didn't flip over, and just put them with the leftovers. Right? So, now, I'm going to tell my spectator to flip over any 2 top cards they want. So say pick this one and this one. Alright, so off the bat, no matter what this says, I'm going to just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to throw off 10 off the bat, just because it's part of the magic. 2, 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards in my hand. And that means that this top card has to have the value of 11. Now, of course, here I would make a big deal of, do you really think it's possible that the cards could have predicted that this 3rd card would be a Jack rather than anything else? And of course, the spectator would be like, no, it couldn't be. Well, just so happens it is. So that's just another trick I learned from Scam School as well. Well, actually, that was Scam School's trick. Very good trick, very simple, very good, and it's a nice effect. And so here's another trick that, if you've seen the movie Now You See Me, it's the trick that at Daniel Athos. Well, Danny from the movie shows at the beginning of the movie. It's one of his first card tricks. He shows that he comes here with a pack of cards, and says, "I'm gonna flip through the cards, and I want you to tell me. Don't tell me, but I want you to remember one card." So he flips through the deck, and he's like, "Okay, a little faster now." So he comes. And of course, so the trick, he goes, remember one card that you see, that you can see. Alright? So he comes, flips through the deck. He says, "Okay, let me do that a little slower, so that way you could really see it." Comes through. And then, of course, he's able to predict which card you would see. Which, in this case, most of you probably saw the Ten of Spades. Well, if you didn't, well, I just crap mode. Not really doing anything to the cards at the moment. Just trying to get through. But the Ten of Spades is what the trick is supposed to show. I'm going to put a tutorial on that trick later on. You have that trick, and then you have the other trick where, so here you can pick a card, and it really matter which. Somehow I'll know what card it is, or I can force the card on you. It doesn't really matter. In this case, we grab the King of Spades. All right. So the spectator would grab that one card, and then here I would put it on top of the deck, and so now I have this card was the card I thought was yours. The spectator could tell me, "Oh, it wasn't. Was that the card?" And there, it's the magical changing of the card that he does in the movie, which of course, as he shows in the movie, it's just a card in the back. That it's a nice effect. I like it. It's a good little switcheroo, and you can really hardly see it happen. It takes a little practice. You gotta get the handling right, but once you got it, it's pretty cool. And you gotta always remember with this trick that you have to have the angle right, because if you do it wrong, if I have it like this, you're gonna see that card right here. If I hold it like this, you're gonna see the card down here. If I hold it like this, you're gonna see the card back here. So you gotta hold it at the right angle. So it's more of, has to be like at a 90-degree angle to this camera, if you're doing it to the camera like I am right now, or if you're doing it to a person's face, you gotta hold it kind of like a 90-degree angle toward their face, so that way they can't really see it. And it's a really nice effect to do when you have a like a switcheroo effect you want to do. It's really nice. It's really smooth. Now, the only thing I don't like about the card effect, the effect itself, is getting rid of the card that's behind it. It's kind of hard, because now, okay, yeah, this is your card, but if I move it like this, you can see the card behind my hand. If I move it from like this, you can see the card. If I drop it, well, that one actually worked a little better, but it's on a crappy camera, so it's kind of hard. It's a great effect to wow people, but getting rid of this back card, I still haven't found an example of how to get rid of it, so that way you can mess around with this card while it's in your hand, or their card, or whatever. It's a really nice effect, because all you gotta do is move it a little, and it makes a beautiful effect. And that's that's from the movie. He shows that he obviously switches it. He says to the lady, "Oh, I know you're a Queen of Hearts type of gal, type of thing. So it's a nice effect. I like to use it every once in a while when I get the chance or the opportunity. I just still have to find a way of ditching that card that's in the back, cause just because you have two cards in one card showing doesn't mean you have two cards in your hand. So yeah, and it's really nice. I showed you. I don't think there's anything else. I think those were the only tricks I kind of newly learned. Still learning a few new ones. I recently got these. The magical balls. Which, now that I think about it, sounds wrong. Where I show you that I have the one ball. And now, so I put it in this hand. Wait, that was a complete fail. Alright, so I have this ball, I put it there. So now I take this ball and I'm going to go ahead and put it in this hand. And then I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to put it into my spectator's hand. So here, I put it in their hand. They realize, alright, I got it. It feels like one ball, a little rough, and then all of a sudden, two balls in their hands. It's kind of hard to do when you don't have a spectator. But these balls are actually pretty cool. They're nice to have, since I've always wanted the squishy little balls so you can hide in your hands. Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm still kind of learning how to incorporate that with cards, but I'm still trying to figure it out. And that's pretty much it for all the tricks I've learned in the past while that I haven't been on YouTube. But, you know, I try hard. A little. So, I'll have to talk to you later. Peace.